he gets that fortified health built up, he can also steal away camps from a Krull. And if he gets that fortified health, he can win the trades as well. It's going to be Grace and Vox for the side of Rogue. So sticking with that Grace for Evil, as he's going to be, or going back to the Grace for Evil, I should say, up against the Lance Rhyme. That's a lot of crowd control coming out for the side of Vision Gaming. And it's going to be a lot of reflex blocks and crucibles for the side of Rogue, I feel. And Gwen as the final pick. This is one that we haven't much of at all here, Denomine, but they feel like that's going to be what they need in order to try and turn this series around.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see if it is going to be the weapon or the Crystal Gwen is kind of really what I'm looking to see, or looking the most forward to at least. We've seen Vision Gaming in the past play the Crystal Gwen to a pretty substantial success, and as well as Kaz being on the Rhyme in the jungle, he can go down that weapon route and can look to just be that big threat in his crowd control. You know, the ability to slow up enemies, the ability to root and stun enemies as well, can be very useful at protecting a backline mage like Crystal Gwen.
All right, well, we are loading onto the fold for our third game, not the final one. I'm used to a third game being the final game, but it is a best of 5. This could potentially be the final game if Rogue continue to look as good as they did through the first two. And they're looking to close this series out 3-0, whereas the side of Vision Gaming going to try and turn this one around, try and force us to a Game 4 and ultimately a Game 5. But they're going to need to step things up in a big way in order to do so. It looks like they have returned to their regular roles, PvP Warrior in the lane with Kaz in the jungle. And that's right off the bat something that I'm very happy to see them doing.
Yeah, me too. And we see that crystal bit already here on PvP Warrior. So again, very likely looking to go down that crystal.
It's going to be a weapon Rhyme, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's doable. The Rhyme is not to be a huge threat. He's literally Lance protect the backline so that PvP Warrior can build up things like the Dragon's Eye safely. And, you know, we don't see the Spellfire often, but Crystal Gwen in the late portion of the game definitely can be an effective use for that item, just due to the low cooldown of Buckshot Bonanza in the later portion of the game and how Crystal Gwen really can pack and still be safe on the backline.
Well, we'll see, as it does look like it is going towards that weapon route. I mean, that's one of the things I've loved about Vision Gaming. Since their autumn season run through challengers, they are so incredibly willing to just go off meta, play some things that aren't necessarily considered to be top tier, and go, think outside the box. Typically, they end up making it work. And it hasn't quite worked for them thus far today. We'll see if this is the time where they can turn it around. But the fact that even with their backs against the wall in an elimination game, they are still willing to do something like a Crystal Gwen and a Weapon Rhyme is just one of the reasons why I do like this team. You just got to see them kind of clean up a few things here and there if they're going to be able to compete at the top level of Vainglory.
Yeah, and this is up and see that start to form, but here we go. Rogue, they're making an aggressive rotation.
Nice Scythian wall to try and save Kaz a bit, and double root from Kaz, just looking to keep Sibs at bay. And Sibs just looking to continue this chase. We'll get the Dead Man's Rush onto Kaz. Kaz turning right back around with a Boots activation, looking to get himself out of harm's way. Meanwhile, up in the lane, we're going to have to keep our eyes on both the lane and the jungle. Some trading is happening in the lane as we get up underneath the turret. Meanwhile, Shaded Talent, he's the new target for these members of Scythian Wall into the root. Will keep Sibs at bay, at least momentarily. Will it be long enough to keep him alive? He gets up underneath the turret area, and that will get him out alive. During all this, Kaz actually went down, took out the Elder Treant, and is now going to try and go into the enemy jungle, but Hammy is going to be running a little bit of interference there. However, not going to be able to prevent Kaz from getting onto these double camps in the back. So a good rotation, actually, from Kaz after everything that happened. Still able to get the Elder Treant, steal away a little bit of the enemy jungle, and get out with his life, which is the most important part.
Yeah, and he's doing much better on CS at this point too. In the last push, or in the last game specifically, Sibs was already sitting up around 25, moving on to 30 CS at this point. Kaz was sitting down at the like 8, 9, 10 mark. So definitely a little bit more even this time around. PvP Warrior a little bit ahead in CS right now, but as Hammy returns to the lane, that should start to neutralize out. PvP Warrior is sitting on a lot of gold, though. He's going to be able to recall and pick up a Shattered Glass off of his first rotation.
Yeah, huge amount of gold he did get. 2,900 when he actually backed and bought the Shatter Glass. So, and that's going to give him a pretty good item advantage. Shatter Glass versus, just the Heavy Steel and Poison Shiv. Is Hammy looks like he's going to go for that similar build to what we saw from him out of last game with that Serpent's Mask as the first item, where Voxes, typically go for the Poison Shiv because of the way it interacts with the kit of Vox. But Hammy wants to have that Serpent's Mask instead, and it worked out great for him last game. We'll see how it fares this time around.
Yeah, what's that old saying, Bacon? Don't fix it if it's not broke.
Yep. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's Rogue. That's what they've been doing this series. We'll see if it pays off for them again here in game number 3. Getting a lot of damage onto Evol. And again, the weapon rhyme, yeah, the Winter Spires aren't going to be doing as much burst damage, but when he starts to attack you, he still gets that fortified health and can still be a very real threat as we get later into this game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And this Gwen really has to play this game out perfectly to manage the positioning. Because Vox, the build Hammy's going, he's going to look to be aggressive, but here we go. We might have a fight breaking out here in the jungle or even in the lane, it looks like.
Yeah, a lot of little skirmishes, no one really committing to a fight, but one of the things that they are making a bit of a change here on Rogue is Sibs going for the Poison Shiv himself. Typically, we've seen Sibs, going for the Shiver Steals very early, going into the breaking points, but this time getting that Poison Shiv, that's going to be a big combo with the Valkyrie getting a nice stun. Evol could be in trouble here. Githian Wall will stun him up again, and that will be Shaded Talent securing the first blood of the game. Nice burst damage, and that's the thing that this Vision Gaming lineup can do, is if they catch someone out, they will get melted very quickly.
You are absolutely correct. Kaz, you make it out alive there. Fountain was used by Shaded Talent, though. And Hammy, oh, that damage.
Hammy's trying to chase them down, getting a lot of damage. Use his healing flask in order to stay healthy enough to continue to try and defend this turret, but he's not going to be sticking around once he sees all 3 members of Rogue here. So Rogue, once again, getting that first turret down in the game. They were able to do that the previous 2 games, and they continue to keep that pressure up. You look at the difference in those turrets. The turret for Rogue hasn't even been touched, and that's one of the problems. The Gwen, while she does have some nice burst damage, is not very good at actually, pushing the wave. She can clear waves out, but can't really push the lane all that effectively unless she's left alone for a decent amount of time.
Yeah, Crystal Gwen, definitely a lot more effective team fights than in objective control, which is actually quite the opposite of what we normally mages. You look at a Scarf, you look at a Celeste, you even look at a Lane Crystal Sky, when she's able to focus all of her abilities onto a turret, can do a decent chunk. Crystal Gwen, that's not the case, and that is hindrance in trying to counteract the aggressive lane pressure that Rogue like to play.
Yeah, the Gwen, though, with the Crystal route, can actually do really well against that lane pressure as well, because you can anti-siege so well. When your opponents try and set themselves up to poke, you just throw out those buckshots and start down if they stick around for too long. So it is a bit of a obviously one that PvP Warrior was willing to make. Right now, the gold miner is being taken. You can secure objectives pretty well with the Crystal Gwen because of the burst, but Shaded Talent, he's taking a lot of hurt right now. Nice block by Evol on the Aces High. Sibs, though, could be in trouble. From Hell's Heart goes out. A root will prevent it from connecting. Nice job by Kaz. Valkyrie is not going to get a kill, especially when the Divine Intervention comes through. See PvP Warrior trying to do what he can with those buckshots on the back lines. Looks like Rogue, they want to focus on this gold miner. They get a kill onto Shaded Talent. They get the gold mine. Kaz is in trouble. PvP Warrior getting chased down as well. Target now is going to let PvP Warrior go for the time being. Kaz also was able to escape Hammy, but now this Crystal Sentry is going to be the target, and Rogue will get that cleared out for the time being as well.
Yeah, they're going to clear it out pretty safely, in fact. PvP Warrior, he's got the Shadow Glass, he's got the Clockwork. This is going to help him start those buckshots, but, you know, they still have to be placed correctly, and going into a 1v3 there with your Sentry just having dropped might have ended up turning around to bite him in the butt, especially against a Krull and a Grace. So I think he made the right decision of not turning down into that fight. But Rogue, they've just focused on getting Hammy this gold. He's in the backs with Sibs again, getting that ambient gold, getting that ambient experience, and we're sitting a whole level up on both carries right now for Rogue over that of Vision. Actually, PvP Warrior did just hit level 9, but Hammy, it just hit level 10.
Yeah, like you said, a full level advantage. And looks like Rogue wanting to go aggressive once again. PvP Warrior going to be throwing out those buckshots. Does apply a slow as well, which makes it that little bit harder for Rogue to go for the engages. Hammy take damage as well. This is where this Gwen can actually shine. Again, it makes it very difficult for your opponents to siege and set up an engage. You know, you have to kind of find them in the jungle. You have to force them to come to you if you're going to be looking to try and force fights to happen if you're the side of Rogue. But Rogue, they seem more than happy to play that style. Evol doesn't even care about the pokes from Shaded Talent as they clear out the wave, get that pushing up, and just rotate around. They're just going to be looking to farm up their gold, get to a next item spike, and then once the gold miner is worth a little bit more, if they try and force a fight around that gold mine once again.
Yeah, and I would expect Rogue to be doing so. This feels like a good start to them already. They've just felt in control of the majority of the fights. We have seen the damage that can come out of PvP Warrior, but it's not quite as consistent as the damage coming out of Hammy, and the chase potential is not quite as high. So Kaz, he has himself a breaking point and a spell sword already, and I don't know if this is the path I would have liked to see on a weapon rhyme in the jungle. Again, you're not looking to be a real damaging carry, you're looking to just support PvP Warrior, who's now getting chased down by Hammy. Oh, this is an interesting fight starting to break out here.
Yeah, fight between the two carries, but also a fight in the jungle. You see, that's going to be Hammy joining this one a bit sooner than PvP Warrior can. Kaz going very low, but is going to get out of harm's way. The fountain was not used. He did have to, he did get the treant healing, though. And now Shaded Talent, he's going to dodge out the Holy Nova, but during all of that, again, Rogue weren't really in any threat at all. It was only members of Vision Gaming that got low. Now Shaded Talent, he's going to find himself in a lot of trouble, has to use the boots to try and run away, doesn't get the Githian wall stun. And now here comes Sibs as well from Hell's Heart, is going to stun up Kaz. He goes right past looking for PvP Warrior and realizes that he got too far away. That's going to be a nice block by Hammy. Able to continue pushing now as they got the kill on the Kaz. The Crystal Sentry is going to fall. That's the second kill on the Crystal Sentry this game. 12 minutes in, Rogue again in the driver's seat here. It's not as dominant of a lead as they had last game, but it is still a lead nonetheless.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. 3,000 developed in their favor. Hammy, he's got the Serpent's Mask complete. He's got the Breaking Point complete. He has picked up a lucky Minion's Foot this time, so maybe looking to go into that critical damage this time around. And you know, that can make a lot of sense. Kaz and Shaded Talent, they're going to look to be in your face, but aren't a huge damage threat. So if you can just burst through their health, it does make it incredibly difficult for PvP Warrior at that point to have the impact that he needs. He is going to be working into the Dragon's Eye now. So this, thanks to this most recent update, it is all right on Gwen. You can maintain your stacks fairly easily, but it is still time that needs to be built up before this Gwen really gets to be, crazy out of control damage.
And it's going to be interesting to see if PvP Warrior can get to that point in these team fights. Because we've seen Sibs, when he can, he tries to go straight onto PvP Warrior, tries to knock him outside of the team fighting range. Obviously, how these fights end up playing out, because right now Rogue starting up this gold miner. It feels like they're willing to just look for a fight. That's going to be a nice job. PvP Warrior cancels out the stun with the skedaddle. Block onto the Ace's high as well, but Kaz is split from the team, and he is getting melted by Hammy as he tries to run away. Will get a fountain. Hammy does get knocked back by the Githian wall. Great Valkyrie will stun up Sibs, but Kaz is still so low. PvP Warrior falling low as well. Looks like Kaz is going to try and recall, but Sibs gets on target. Prevents that from happening, and now Hammy there as well, but Hammy's going low, and it's going to be actually Hammy falling first. Sibs does get the answer kill, but Hammy going down underneath the turret. A little bit maybe too aggressive from Rogue, not respecting the fortified health that comes out of the weapon rhyme.
Yeah, absolutely not.
This fight's not done. PvP Warrior gets the stun, the burst damage after the impale from Shaded Talent. Evil gets stunned up. PvP Warrior is giving chase. Again, you see the buckshots doing so much work, especially when you get those Dragon's Eye stacks, and it's an ace for Vision Gaming. Did Rogue just overstep their bounds or what?
That was absolutely the case. 4 kills now on the board for Vision. They haven't taken the gold lead back, and unfortunately for them, they're unable to even get a turret off of that push. In fact, not really any damage, hardly on that turret. We're now 15 minutes in, and Kraken's on the board. So if Vision can find themselves another fight like they just did, they very well could look to force down a turret, as well as have a Kraken marching down the lane on their side. So we'll have to look out and see if that is the case moving forward. We have a little bit of armor being built now by PvP Warrior, obviously respecting the damage that Hammy can put out. Kaz also building into some armor, hopefully going into a second Atlas Pauldron for his team. Hammy going this critical Vox route, it is very, very important to shut him down as quickly as you can. The breaking point will ramp up just incredibly quickly, but Rogue, they're going ahead, they're starting up a Kraken. And Evil, while he's going to try to force Vision back, due to talent, I feel like he knows what's going on here. This fight might be getting ready to break out here, Bacon.
It very well could be. You see Hammy going to be trying to dish out some damage as well onto the members of Vision. See, immediately Sibs just gives the kills. They get the stun onto Kaz. He is melting very low, but he's still somehow alive. One more shot should do it. They do get the kill onto Kaz, and that is devastating. You see, you got Sibs chasing down PvP Warrior as well. Even despite the slows, the smite is not going to find the kill, but they did take out Shaded Talent. They get the Kraken as well. And Rogue, they don't get the ace, but they don't need the ace here, as they are going to make a massive push on the back of this Kraken. PvP Warrior obviously can do some good chunk damage when the buckshot is up, but it's not going to be the greatest at trying to take down this Kraken. Is going to get zoned out pretty heavily by the members of Rogue as well. Tier 2 turret is down. First turret of this push. Kaz is back. You see Sibs about to have the From Hell's Heart available once again. See if he goes and throws that out onto Kaz once more. Good look for Shaded Talent as well. There's going to be a nice Valkyrie to stun up Evil. Evil is in a lot of trouble. He's going to have to find intervention himself. From Hell's Heart connects on the PvP Warrior. Uses Skedaddle to get out, but he's already been dropped. That is humongous for Rogue. They're looking onto Kaz now. 3-on-1. Evil is going to be just kiting around the back lines, staying safe himself, as Kaz using that fortified health to stay alive. But Kraken is onto the Vein Crystal turrets. Rogue realize it, and they're just going to go for these turrets as well. Hammy is going to be having a little bit of fun there, but Kaz did get back to base, did respawn, is going to be looking to try and stop this push, but they're on to the Vein Crystal. Sibs and the Kraken should be enough, as Hammy does go down, but you've got Sibs working on this Vein Crystal himself, very durable. He just needs to throw it on that smite, and the Kraken is going to be able to end this game right after the ace is confirmed. And it not only ends the game, it not only ends the series, it ends the entire Halcyon Elite League, because Rogue are the champions.
Yeah, Rogue came through strong with a 3-0 victory over Vision Gaming today. So we'll have to see if they can carry that momentum on into, possibly